Hey y'all, Miss Harper here for our first Unit 1 test. Dun dun dun. Alright, I'm only going to stroll through a couple of these guys, some of the ones that I think look a little bit more intimidating. So let's start on number 2. Okay, number two, I know you're afraid of this one because of the fraction. So let's go ahead and address this one. Alright, so first thing I want to do, I don't like that. Alright, first thing I want to do is move that 5 to the opposite side, and I get 4/3 x equals -8. Alright, remember we're not afraid of fractions because we're in high school and we got these lovely beautiful calculators. So I have 4/3 times some number equals -8. What's the opposite of multiplying by 4/3? Dividing by 4/3. So I divide both sides by 4/3. And remember, you can do that in your handy dandy calculator. Maybe. There it is. So I'm going to do -8 divided by, remember, lots of ways to do a fraction, but this is the most popular way. -8 divided by 4/3. And we get x equals -6. Remember, the beauty of this test is that you can #check yourself before you wreck yourself. So make sure that you're taking the extra time to plug your answer back in. So I can say 4/3, oh my gosh, 4/3 times x, which I think is -6. I'm going to replace it using my parentheses, plus 5, and that should equal -3. So I know for sure I got that one right. Alright, after this one, let's check out number 7. I'm going to hippity-hoppity distributive property, and I'm going to get 8y minus 4. And then again over here I need to distribute my -10 equals -10y plus 50. Alright, now the goal after this is whenever I see variables on both sides of the equation, we want to get them to the same side of the equal sign. So since I'm crossing the equal sign, I need to do the opposite operation, and I'm going to add those over here. I get 18y minus 4 equals 50. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and y'all know what to do from here. 18y equals 44. And then we're going to divide both sides by 18. And I get y equals +3. Okay? Since I'm the math teacher and I get paid to do this, I'm going to skip checking my step this time. But you should do it on each and every one of your problems. That's how you know you got this thing right. Alright, if you're having a quick question on number 3, I'll just talk about it real quick. Get rid of that 2. Alright, and now y divided by 3, the opposite of dividing by 3 would be to multiply by 3. And that's where we get y equals 18. Oops, wasn't supposed to do that one, but it was real fast. Okay, let's scoot down here. Those are pretty fine. Let's look. Y'all are going to be fine on number 9. Alright, simplify. Let's do that one. Okay, simplify. Alright, remember that just means to combine like terms. So I have some x squareds there, some x squareds there. +10 and -4 will add to 6x squareds. Then I have -9x minus 7x. So -9 plus -7 will be -16x's. Oh, and there's another +5. Oops, I should have added him too. So let me combine those one more time. 6x squared, -16 and +5 is -11x. And that would be a great final answer. Alright, let's flip over onto the back. Here we go. Again, you gotta simplify, distribute. Y'all are good on there. I'll do a literal equation with you guys. I'll do number 13 with you. Okay, so this literal equation number 13, so it wants us to solve for y. Alright, so here's my y. Remember, we're going to add or subtract away from the y first. So I'm going to subtract this 3x. Now we got apples and oranges. So I can't actually combine that and say negative 23, but instead I can say I have a negative 3x and I have a negative 20. And then I reduce everything by 5, plug those fractions into my calculator, and simplify. We end up with y equals, remember we keep these as fractions, and negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. All right. Let's talk about number 14 and set up a quick equation. Emily wants to run a total of 143 miles. She runs on average 5.5 miles per week. All right, so let's start with that part of our equation. She runs 5.5 miles per week. That is where we get our variable, per. All right, how many weeks will it take for Emily to run 143 miles? Well, I guess she hasn't run anything yet, so we want to know when will this amount equal to 143. That's pretty simple. We divide both sides by 5.5, and I'm going to do that. We get x equals 26. So how many weeks will it take? It'll take her 26 weeks. All right. And then probably this last one I'll do is number 15. These perimeter problems, you can bet to see one of these on your your test. All right, so the rectangle below has a perimeter of 44. That's important. All right, remember you have to know about area and perimeter for this test. So make sure you know the difference and your formulas because those will not be given to you. Solve for x, what is the length and width? So remember, common mistake is students will just add up those two sides. But remember, perimeter means add all the sides. So I would probably do this, and I'd probably do this. And then from here, we add up all the sides. 3x plus 1x is 4x, plus 3x plus another x. So 3, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 x's. All right, and then I have 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 minus 8 is 12. 12 minus 8 is a positive 4. All right, so combine those. You can use that calculator. And remember, we set it equal to that given perimeter. Now I need to know what x is. We can do that. I get 8x equals 40. Divide both sides by 8. And we get x equals 5. So that was part of our question. It said solve for x. Did that. Now it wants to know what is the length and what is the width. So remember, whenever it wants us to specifically find those things, we need to take them and plug them back in for x. So the length is 3 times x, which x is 5, minus 8. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. And that would be my length. My width is x plus 10. So x plus 10, which is 15. And that would be my width. All right, remember that you can take these things and plug them back into your calculator. If my length and width were 7 and 15, they should total back up to 44. So 15 plus 15 plus 7 plus 7, right? 2 lengths and 2 widths. And we see we get back to 44. So that's a really good way to check yourself. All right, I think that's about it. The rest you have down here is some vocab that you'll need to know. We've talked about this stuff in class. You should be able to figure it out or use Google. He's your friend. All right, good luck. If you have any questions, don't forget to go see your algebra teacher. You can see any of them. Miss Miller is in N214. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Just kidding, but not really. I don't care either way. All right, bye.